If there are hundreds or even thousands of campervans you could potentially buy, how do you know which one is the best for you? Let's find out. Right. So finding the right campervan and buying it is kind of like finding the right partner and marrying it. Now, I've married and divorced multiple campervans. I grew up in campervans, I traveled in campervans. And recently I built a campervan. And it became pretty clear that the marrying part is not that hard. But marrying the right one, that's when it becomes difficult.
Do you accept this campervan in good and bad mechanical condition?
I do.
So with this tool I built, it's like getting the home address of the love of your life and then the perfect pickup line that's guaranteed to work. But before we get to the love story, we need to figure out what your type is. If you don't know what exact campervan you want and you just Google buy campervan, there's a very good chance you'll end up with the wrong one. So to know what exact campervan you want, you just use this tool. This is how it works. You start off with estimating how much you could actually spend on one. And then within that ball game, you can start identifying which one suits you the best. For example, if you're a billionaire, you could potentially buy all the campervans in the world. But if you're a thousandaire, you want to look at what's available within $1,000. Second is how much effort are you actually willing to put into the campervan? Because the more effort you put into it, the more worth you're going to get for your money. If you don't want to put any effort into the campervan at all, you just buy a new one. You'll get the least amount of campervan, but it's quick and easy. Then if you want a better bang for your buck, you buy a second-hand one. It takes a little bit more time to find the right one, but this video should cover that part, so it's a pretty good middle ground. And then if you want the most amount of campervan for your money, you build it yourself. Because to put it into perspective, our campervan cost us $13,000 to build. But if we wanted to buy the same campervan secondhand, it would have cost us around $25,000. It's low cost but high effort. If this is what you're into, I recommend to buy this book. It was literally our Bible during the build. Last thing before we get into the good bit, what are you actually planning to do with the campervan? Let's say you bought a campervan and then you wanted to travel with your kids. And then you realize that the campervan never planned on having kids because there's no room. And so you get a divorce because you didn't have the kids' conversation before you got married. So to prevent this divorce, think about these 4 topics before you buy a campervan. First one is off-roading. Are you planning on driving off the road into the nature and camp on wild spots? Second one, does it need to be family or group friendly? Basically, does it need a lot of sleeping places? Third one is, does it need to be stealthy? Are you planning on trying to get away with camping in the city by being discreet? And then the fourth one, if you're planning to travel full time, you might need a certain level of comfort and facilities. And you don't have to pick just one. You could potentially pick all 4 of them. But you do want to think about these 4 things before you actually buy a campervan. Also, if you have a specific model in mind, you can just enter that here. Okay, so now you know what you're looking for. It's time to get yourself out there. And everyone knows that the most effective way of flirting is with pickup lines. And this tool rolls out personalized pickup lines you can use. So just use these search terms on Google or on your local website and apply these filters if possible. And of course, change some things around if you feel like it. This matching card just gives you a clear idea of what you're actually looking for. And with the search terms, it gives you a direction you can head in. Okay, so let's say you found a match, used the pickup line, it worked, and you planned the viewing for the campervan. This is actually very similar to a first date. On the viewing, you want to inspect the vehicle, and in a way, that's what you're doing on a first date. You're looking out for green or red flags before you actually commit. I wrote those red and green flags down so you can take them with you on the inspection. Then at the end of the first date, if they pass the inspection and you hit it off, you propose. And this part is a lot less romantic with campervans.
Will you sell it to me?
$1 million.
$50.
$20K.
Deal.
But this hopefully helps you find the one, and before you know it, you're on a honeymoon in the woods.